Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Dilip Birari, working as a assistant professor in chemistry at Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nasik. In previous lecture, we have studied food deterioration factors and their control. We know that food is rendered unfit for human consumption due to the physical and chemical changes taking place in it. These changes are due to air, heat, light and moisture. These factors also encourages the growth of microorganisms in food, and foods take different intervals of time to lose their natural appearance through deterioration. So, to keep the food fresh and free from deterioration or spoilage, food preservation is very important. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss what are the food preservation techniques. Food preservatives play a vital role in preventing deterioration of food and also protect against spoilage from mold, yeast or also from other organisms which can cause the food poisoning. So that food preservation, it improves the shelf life of the food and also reduces food waste. So let's see in detail what are the different techniques which are used for preservation of food. The main aim in food preservation is to prevent the growth of bacteria or to prevent the growth of fungi, for example yeast or also other microorganisms. The other methods include to retard the oxidation of fats which cause rancidity. Food preservation may also include processes that inhibit visual deterioration or visual spoilage. For example, enzymatic browning reaction in apples after they are cut during food preparation. So that what are the aims of food preservation? These are nothing but to prevent the growth of microorganism, to retard the oxidation, to prevent from contamination, to prevent from extra moisturizing, to prevent from air, to prevent from light, to prevent from change in color, taste and flavor. The most important aspect of food preservation is to maintain or create nutritional value, texture and flavor. Also, to maintain the temperature gradient, to prevent from insect and to improve the quality of the food at long time. Food preservation is the process of treating and handling the food that will keep the food in a good conditions for a long period of time or for future use. Usually, food preservation involves the inhibition of bacterial growth, fungi or other microorganisms in the food. Food preservation will inhibit or slow down the food spoilage, loss of the food quality, edibility or nutritional value. So, food preservation, it is a process in which food and vegetables are prevented from getting spoiled. Also, the color, taste and nutritional value of food is also preserved. Food products last for a long period of time. Shelf life of the food product is increased. The most important aspect of food preservation is to maintain or create nutritional value, texture and flavor of the food. Food preservation also includes retaining food over a period of time without being contaminated by pathogenic organisms or chemicals and without losing its color, texture, flavor and nutritional value. Food preservation usually involves preventing the growth of bacteria, fungi and other microorganisms as well as retarding the oxidation of fats which causes rancidity. Many processes outlined to preserve food will involve a number of food preservation techniques. For example, preserving fruit by turning it in jam that involves boiling, also sugaring to prevent regrowth of bacteria, and sealing within an airtight jar. It also includes to prevent recontamination. So, the most important aspect of food preservation is to maintain or create nutritional value, texture, and flavor. The definition of food preservation states that the preservation of the food, it should retain their color and the taste. This means that the color and taste of the food which is present at the time of preservation should not change. Food preservation is very important and vital in the food industry due to number of factors that may be social, physiological and health factors. It increases the shelf life of the food, retain the quality of food, that means that increases the color, texture, flavor and nutritional value. The quality of the food is maintained within preservation. Also it increases food supply, adds variety to the food, decreases wastage of the food and make food available throughout the year. So the food preservation gives many benefits to us. The food will last longer. With preservation processes, the perishable products such as fruit and vegetables, meat and fish can be kept for a long time. Food can be marketed to far places overseas. This can also increase the income in the agricultural sector. Also, the food is easy to store and distribute. For example, canned foods are much easier to store and distribute from one place to another as compared to raw foods. One of the important thing, food wastage is reduced due to the preservation. Excess food can be kept in a refrigerator for the next meal. Without preservation, the perishable foods like vegetables and fruits cannot be eaten a few days after harvesting. Then food preservation, it is also very important to fulfill the food supply needs in a country. It ensures that food supply can be distributed to the people at all times. Furthermore, problems like food shortage or famine can be avoided due to food preservation. There are two types of food preservation techniques. First one, that is traditional technique, and second one, modern or industrial techniques. So let's see the food preservation techniques. First of all, traditional techniques. Food preservation techniques that are traditional techniques includes drying, cooling, freezing, heating, salting, sugaring, smoking, pickling, canning and bottling, jailing, jugging and burial. So these are the different techniques which are we have to study in detail one by one. These are nothing but traditional techniques which are used for food preservation. So common food preservation methods that are nothing but pickling, bottling and canning, drying, salting, vacuum packing, freezing, waxing, pasteurization, boiling, smoking, etc. So let's see all these techniques in detail. First of all, drying. It is one of the oldest technique which is used to slow down the decomposition of food products. So the process of removal of water from food, that is known as a drying or dehydration. It is slow down the decomposition of foods. In this method, water is removed through evaporation. Drying is the food preservation process that consists of removing food's water, which effectively inhibits the growth of microorganisms. So there are two types of drying. One is heated air drying and second one is unheated air drying. So drying of the foods, it is very effective method of avoiding the spoilage of food since microorganisms cannot flourish in the absence of moisture. So whenever there is optimum moisture, the growth of microorganism increases. But drying of the food, it is very effective method to avoid the spoilage of the food. Certain chemicals like sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite may be used for preservation of the food, but they should be used with great care as an excess of any of them may result in poisoning. So drying, it is one of the oldest technique which is used to slow down the decomposition of food products. So let's see first one, that is unheated air drying. In this method, food dried by atmospheric pressure, for example air drying and sun drying. So that are the two which are unheated air drying. Then the second type, that is heated air drying. In this method, hot air are used. There are many types of food dryers which are used, for example kiln dryer, spray dryer, drum dryer, vacuum dryer, etc. So by using that, the growth of microorganisms that will be reduced and it will increases the shelf life of the product. Then the second method, that is cooling. It preserves food by slowing down the growth of microorganisms and the action of enzymes that cause food to rot. So some foods are stored in underground rooms below 15 degrees Celsius temperature, known as root cellar storage, and foods are also stored at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius temperature, known as refrigeration. Although refrigeration is a basic storage method nowadays, it was once a luxury. Storing food at a low temperature is the simplest and often safest way to store many types of food, as the food you plan to chill usually requires minimal preparation or it's already done for you. Freezes preserve the quality and safety of food because the cold slows the bacterial growth and also minimizes the spoilage. So depending on the type of the food, it can last between a few days and a few weeks in the fridge before the texture and the taste deteriorate. So one of the method to preserve the food, that is cooling. Cooling slows down the action of microorganisms, thus it takes longer to spoil. It allows the fruit from different parts of the world to appear on our supermarket shelves, that is stored in 0 to -4 degrees Celsius. At freezing temperature, microorganisms become inactive, thus food cannot spoil when it is frozen. So that is freezing at lower temperature at -18 degrees Celsius. Also the food products can be preserved. So at that temperature, the microorganisms become inactive. Thus food cannot spoil. So food like meat, fruit and vegetables are kept in the refrigerator. Then freezing. It is used for preserving a very wide range of foods, including prepared foods that would not have required freezing in their unprepared state. So the foods are preserved at -18 to -40 degrees Celsius temperature. Process changes the physical state of a substance by changing water into ice. If stored properly, Frozen food can last for months. In fact, because bacteria cannot grow when frozen, food you keep in the freezer can remain safe to eat for almost indefinite period of time. However, it will eventually deteriorate in quality and become unappetizing. So, you should use most frozen food within a few months or a year. The another one, that is boiling. The foods are boiled until to kill microorganisms. So as food is heated and cooked, the heat kills the microorganisms. Boiling kills most of the bacteria. However, those not affected by heat will grow when the conditions are suitable. So simply boiling kills the bacteria. The foods are boiled until to kill microorganisms. Heating to temperature which are enough to kill the microorganisms is the particular method which is used with permanent slow boiling. So boiling or heating, it is one of the method to preserve the food. The foods are boiled until to kill microorganisms. Then the next traditional method or traditional technique, that is salting. So salting takes out moisture from the meat through a process of osmosis. Nitrates and nitrites are also used to cure meat. Edible salts are added in the food. It takes out moisture from the food through the osmosis. By using this method, salt draws water out of the food and stops the bacterial growth. In high concentrations, it can even destroy bacteria cells, although by this point the food is lightly unappetizing. So there are two forms of salting. One is dry curing and second one is wet curing. Salting is an age-old way of preserving the food, in that the salt draws out moisture and prevents microorganisms from growing. In this process, foods such as fresh fish are gutted, washed and coarse salt is rubbed into it, so that a lot of our local foods are preserved by this method, that is salting process. Another traditional technique which is also used for the preservation of food, that is sugaring. Similar to salting, sugar also tends to draw water from the microbes. This process leaves the microbial cells dehydrated, thus killing the microorganisms. In this way, food will remain safe from microbial spoilage. So, in this process, first dehydrates the food, then packing with the pure sugar. So these are the two important examples which includes the sugaring, which is used for the preservation of food. The concentrated sugar solution which used to remove the water from the fruit, thus preventing the growth of microorganism. Preserving food in a high sugar environment also stop the bacterial growth by reducing the food's water content. It works particularly well for fruit. You can make jam and marmalade that lasts for a long time, and you can use canning to store it. All sorts of sugary substances work well to preserve food, including sugar granules, sugar syrup or honey. Some sugaring recipes even use alcohol alongside sugar to preserve certain foods. So sugaring, it is also important preservation method for the food. It also removes the water from the microbes. This process leaves the microbial cells dehydrated and kills the microorganisms, so that food will remain safe from microbial spoilage. Then smoking. Smoking is the process of drying food with smoke for a long period of time. This method is mainly used for fish, meat, and fruit such as banana. The drying effects of smoke and the chemicals produced from the smoke help to preserve the food. So these are the two examples, that is smoked banana and this one is smoked meat. It is the process of flavoring, browning, cooking or preserving food by exposing it to smoke from burning materials. So, smoking is used to lengthen the shelf life of perishable food items. In this method, food is exposed to smoke from burning plant materials. Smoke deposits a number of pyrolysis products onto the food, that may be phenol or catechol. These compounds help in the drying and preservation of meats and also for the preservation of other foods. Pickling. It is the process of preserving food by fermentation in brine, that is the concentrated solution of salt in water, or immersion in vinegar, that is the solution of acetic acid, water and trace chemicals. The resulting food, that is called as a pickle. So it is a method of preserving food in an edible antimicrobial liquid. So chemical pickling and fermentation pickling are two categories of pickling. In chemical pickling, the food is kept in an edible oil that controls or kills bacteria and other microorganisms. Some important pickling agents are brine, that is the high salt content, then vinegar, alcohol, vegetable oils, that may be olive oil. In many methods, food is heated or boiled. On account of this, food becomes saturated with pickling agent. Then the second one, in fermentation pickling, the food itself produces the preservation agent. That is a process similar to lactic acid. So it is the process of preserving food by fermentation in brine. Brine, it is nothing but the concentrated solution of salt in water, or immersion in vinegar, and the vinegar, it is a solution of acetic acid, water and trace chemicals. So the resulting food, it is called as a pickle. So there are the two types, one is chemical pickling and second one is fermentation pickling. So pickling food in vinegar or other acids make it difficult for microorganisms to live. Commonly pickled food include onions, parkias, soybeans and chilies. Sugar can also be used in pickling fruits such as nutmegs, mangoes and cherries. Then one of the traditional technique, that is canning and also bottling. In this process, food is cooked and sealed in an airtight containers, that is tin cans or glass jars. In the process of canning, food is cooked and sealed in sterile cans or in sterile jars. The containers are boiled to kill remaining bacteria. Lack of quality control in the canning process may decompose the food material rapidly. Bottling and canning, that are the processes of preserving food by heating and then sealing it in airtight container. The food is boiled to kill microorganisms and then sealed to prevent other microorganisms from getting in. The canning process preserves the food by removing oxygen through an airtight seal and containing food in an acidic, sugary or salty environment where bacteria cannot thrive. So, keeping food canned significantly extends its lifespan, that will increases the shelf life of the food, but only if that will done in correct manner. Then one of the traditional technique, that is gelling. In this method, foods are preserved by cooking in a material that solidified to form a gel. Such materials are agar, gelatin, maize flour, etc. So by using such a material, that may be agar, gelatin, maize flour, arrowroot flour, that are generally used for the solidification or to form a gel, and that gel it is used for preservation of the food. Then jugging, it is the process of stewing or slow boiling of meat in a covered jug or casserole. Red wine is sometimes added to cooking the liquid. So that process it is called as a jugging. Jugging was a popular method of preserving meat up until the middle of the 20th century. So meat can be preserved by jugging. It is nothing but a process of stewing the meat, commonly which is covered with a jug or casserole. Burial. Burial of food can preserve it due to a variety of factors, that may be lack of light, lack of oxygen, cool temperatures, pH level, or desiccants in the soil. So most food can be preserved in soil by burial in the ground, that is very dry, salty and frozen. Burial may be combined with other methods such as salting or fermentation. Most foods can be preserved in soil that is very dry and salty, thus a desiccant such as sand or soil that is frozen. Many root vegetables are very resistant to spoilage and require no other preservation than storage in cool, dark conditions. For example, by burial in the ground, such as in a storage clamp. Century eggs are traditionally created by placing eggs in alkaline mud or other alkaline substances, resulting in their inorganic fermentation through raised pH instead of spoiling. The fermentation preserves them and breaks down some of the complex, less flavorable proteins and fats into simpler, more favorable ones. Also, cabbage was traditionally buried during the autumn in northern US farms for preservation. Some methods keep it crispy while other methods produce the sauerkraut. A similar process it is also used in the traditional production of kimchi. Sometimes meat is buried under conditions that cause preservation. If buried on hot coals or ashes, the heat can kill the pathogens, the dry ash can desiccate, and the earth can block oxygen and further contamination also. So that it is one of the method for the preservation of the food in the soil, which can prevent from spoilage. This method helps to store for 3 to 6 months during the dry season. In Orissa, India, it is practical to store rice by burying it underground. Butter and similar substances have been preserved as bog butter in Irish peat bogs for centuries. So these are the different traditional techniques which are used for preservation of food, which includes drying, cooling, freezing, heating, salting, sugaring, smoking, pickling, canning and bottling, gelling, jugging and burial. Now let's see the another industrial or modern technique which is also used for preservation of food. One of the technique which is used for the preservation of food, that is curing, which includes fermentation. So first of all, let's see about curing. So what is curing? The addition of a chemical compound, that may be sodium nitrate or sodium nitrite, to food to slow the growth of bacteria. The earliest procedure of curing was dehydration. In order to speed up the process, salt was usually added. Raw salt, that is rock salt or sea salt, was generally used. Nowadays, sodium chloride, that is NaCl, sodium nitrate KNO3, sodium nitrite, that is KNO2, are used as a preservatives. So the addition of a chemical compound to food to slow the growth of bacteria, it is called as curing. Fermentation, it is the microbial conversion of starch and sugars into alcohol. Fermentation can also make foods more nutritious and palatable or more tasty. So the use of special bacteria, molds or yeast to prevent spoilage by converting the elements of food that spoil easily to stable elements that act as a preservatives. Some foods such as many cheese, wines and beers use specific microorganisms that combat spoilage from other less benign organisms. These microorganisms keep pathogens in check by creating an environment toxic for themselves and for other microorganisms by producing acid or by producing alcohol. The different methods of fermentation include but are not limited to starter microorganisms. Fermentation is the microbial conversion of starch and sugars into alcohol. Not only can fermentation produce alcohol, but it can also be a valuable preservation technique. Fermentation can also make foods more nutritious and more palatable. For example, drinking water in the Middle Ages was dangerous because it often contained pathogens and that could spread disease. When the water is made into beer, the boiling during the brewing process kills any bacteria in the water that could make people sick. Additionally, the water now has the nutrients from the barley and other ingredients, and the microorganisms can also produce vitamins as they ferment. So, by using the special bacteria, molds or yeast to prevent the spoilage by converting the elements of food that spoil easily to stable elements that act as a preservatives. So fermentation, it is the microbial conversion of the starch and sugars into alcohol. And due to the fermentation, the food becomes more nutritious and more palatable or tasty. Now the third type of the preservation technique, that is modern techniques. So modern techniques includes pasteurization, vacuum packing, artificial food additives, irradiation, pulse electric field evaporation, modified atmosphere, non-thermal plasma, high pressure food preservation, biopreservation and huddle technology. So we have to study all these food preservation techniques one by one. First of all, pasteurization. Pasteurization means heating food to a certain temperature for some time, followed by rapid cooling. Heating at such a high enough temperature kills most of the bacteria. However, it does not affect the taste and nutritional value of the food. So, it is a process of preservation of liquid food. Today, this process is mainly applied to dairy products. In this method, milk is heated at about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds to kill the bacteria present in it. It is then cooled rapidly to 10 degrees Celsius to prevent the remaining bacteria from growing. The milk is then stored in sterilized bottles in cold places, and this process is invented by Louis Pasteur in 1862. So, mainly fresh milk, yogurt, drink and juices are pasteurized to make them last longer. So, the pasteurization, this method is used for the preservation of liquid food. Today, this process is mainly applied to dairy products. So in this process, the milk is heated at about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. Within a 15 seconds, there is the destruction of microorganisms present in milk, and after that, it is immediately followed by cooling. Milk is stored in sterilized bottles at cold places, and that process is invented by Louis Pasteur in 1862. Then one of the modern technique, that is vacuum packing. Vacuum packing keeps food by sucking air out from its packaging. Food is thus prevented from spoiling because there is no air. Foods are stored in airless environment. Food is kept in an airtight bag or bottle. So in this technique, the food is stored in a vacuum environment. Generally, the food is kept in airtight bag or in airtight bottle. This technique is commonly used for storing nuts to reduce the loss of flavor from oxidation. It is not useful for certain products for home use. So, vacuum packing is commonly used for storing nuts, sliced fish, pickled and dried fruit. Next one, artificial food additives. Preservative food additives can be antimicrobial. They inhibit the growth of bacteria or fungi, for example mold or antioxidant. They inhibit the oxidation of food constituent. Some preservatives generally used are calcium propionate, sodium nitrate, sodium nitrite, sodium bisulfate, etc. So, some preservatives are used as an additive in foods to increase the shelf life of the food. Preservative food additives can be antimicrobial. They inhibit the growth of bacteria or fungi. Then irradiation. In this technique, food is exposed to ionizing radiation. Two types of radiations used are beta particles, high energy electrons, and gamma rays. It is one of the food processing technologies available to the food industry. It is used to control organisms that caused foodborne diseases and to reduce the food losses due to deterioration. It is mainly used to preserve spices, fresh fruits, etc. So in this process, gamma rays or high speed electrons are used to destroy the microorganisms. Both types of radiations are termed as ionized radiations. So in this process, food is exposed to ionizing radiation to destroy the microorganisms. Then pulse electric field evaporation. So in this technique, a substance is placed between two electrodes, then the pulse electric field is applied. The electric field enlarges the cell membranes, which kills the cells and releases their contents. So this technique is mainly used for preservation of food. It is not yet fully developed. In that, the electric field enlarges the cell membranes and it kills the cells and also releases their contents. The next one, that is modified atmosphere. In this method, foods are preserved by operating on the atmosphere around it. The sealed bags reduce the concentration of oxygen and increases the concentration of CO2. So it is a way to preserve food by operating on the atmosphere around it. Salad crops are usually preserved by this method. The sealed bags reduce the concentration of oxygen and increase the concentration of CO2. Carbon dioxide prevents insect growth from damaging the grain. So it is also one of the modified technique or industrial technique used for the preservation of food. One of the modern technique, that is non-thermal plasma. This process subjects the surface of food to a flame of ionized gas molecules such as helium or nitrogen. So in this process, the surface of the food is subjected to a flame of ionized gas molecules such as helium or nitrogen. This causes the microorganisms to die off on the surface. So simply, the surface of the food is subjected to the flame of ionized gas molecules, that may be helium or nitrogen molecules. So that causes the microorganisms to die off on the surface. High pressure food preservation technique. In this technique, very high pressure is passed inside a vessel, then processed food retain their appearance, texture, flavor and nutrients. So in this technique, very high pressure is used, about 70,000 pounds per square inch. That much pressure is used to preserve food. By this method, food retains its fresh appearance, flavor, texture and nutrients. So very high pressure is used to preserve the food. So that it is called as high pressure food preservation technique, one of the industrial technique or modern technique of food preservation. Next one, biopreservation. So this is mainly used to extend shelf life of the food. Shelf life, that means food is stored without becoming unfit for use and for sale. Then waxing. Waxing of the fruit and vegetables, it is also common technique. Apples, oranges, eggplants and tomatoes are dipped into a liquid wax to prevent the growth of fungi and loss of moisture. If you observe, there is a thin coating on the fruit. So the waxing of the fruit and vegetables, that is also one of the method of food preservation. Wax fruit need to be washed thoroughly or peeled before eating. Mainly the apples, oranges or tomatoes are dipped into liquid wax to prevent the growth of fungi and to prevent the loss of moisture. Then huddle technology. It is mainly used to eliminate the pathogens in the food. Examples of huddles in a food system are high temperature during processing, low temperature during storage, increasing the acidity, lowering the water activity, addition of food preservatives. So huddle technology is mainly used to eliminate the pathogens in the food. So huddle technology, it is nothing but the combined preservation technique. So it is a method of ensuring that pathogens in a food product can be eliminated or can be controlled. This means the food products will be safe for consumption and their shelf life will be extended. Huddle technology usually works by combining more than one approach. Examples of hurdles in a food system are high temperature during processing, low temperature during storage, increasing the acidity, lowering the water activity or redox potential, or the presence of preservatives. So we should remember huddle technology or combined preservation technique. It is a method of ensuring that pathogens in food product can be eliminated or can be controlled. This means the food products will be safe for consumption and their shelf life will be extended. So in today's lecture we have studied the food preservation techniques. The main aim in food preservation is to prevent the growth of bacteria, fungi or other microorganisms, and the other methods include to retard the oxidation of the fats which causes the rancidity. Food preservation may also include the processes that inhibit the visual deterioration, and the most important aspect of food preservation is to maintain or to create the nutritional value, texture and flavor. So we have studied the traditional technique, curing and also industrial or modern techniques of food preservation. In next lecture we will study about food processing and the food preservation with suitable examples. Thank you.